Goo,
Yeah.
today, for the folks at home, in honor of Fast X, the first part of a 3-part 10th movie, we will be drafting land vehicles today. Land vehicles.
Let's just, make it a little simpler. Cars.
Cars, but if it's got wheels, it
The
counts.
title's going to say cars, but
Yeah.
motorcycles are on the board.
Oh, yeah, there's motorcycles.
Do what you will. Land vehicles.
Yeah, so if it flies, it's out. Doesn't count.
Well, it needs to be on the ground at least 50% of the time.
Its
51%
primary
of the
function
time.
needs to be
51% needs
a
to be on
land
the
vehicle.
ground.
Yes,
Yes.
the land needs to be the higher owner there. And we'll be drafting 10 apiece in
Yes.
honor of Fast 10. And this will be pretty good. We haven't done a fun draft in a while. Goo and I both discussed how much fun we had putting together our list. So we'll see how this plays out.
And now, what are we drafting for? How do we decide who wins? This is really up to you guys, because a couple different things play in here. It could be for a car show. It could be you are the fleet manager for a company.
You rent
Maybe
these
you're
out
trying to pull off a heist. I don't know.
Right. You decide what our group of cars, our fleet of cars are doing.
So I guess without further ado, Mac will go ahead and flip a coin to figure out who's first.
We're flipping here a
snake style, by the way.
An American quarter, a 2020 American quarter with a fruit bat on the back. Here we go.
What state is that?
Oh,
New Mexico?
You made me fuck up the flip.
Well, I'm more curious about what state that quarter is.
Oh, you didn't call it. I just flipped it and stared at it. You didn't call it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Tails.
This is for American Samoa. Samoa, Goo.
Tails.
You're calling tails.
Yes.
That was tails. You should have called it last time. Oh, it's on the ground. It's on the ground.
This is the worst episode so far.
Let me get my flashlight out.
One.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my Christ.
It's heads. You lose.
Okay, fine. You want to pick first or second?
I guess I'll pick... Oh, man. I want the back-to-backs. I'm going to pick second here.
Okay.
I'm going to pick second. I'll give you the first pick because I feel like I just want to let you get yours out of the way. I don't feel like we have the top same ones anyways.
All right, so without further ado.
And now time for what you've all been waiting for. The year right now when the streets are paved with gold. We don't want no dead hoofers, only ducky shine crackers. A fuddy-duddy may do, but no gobbledygook. Only the best of the best will be taken in the draft, but not just any old draft. It's the Mac and Goo draft.
And with the first pick in the fictional car draft, I'm still not sure what we're going to talk. That's the working title. I'm going to take, I think, the most unique, and that is a 1981 DeLorean DMC-12. This is from Back to the Future. Flux capacitor, which makes time traveling possible when the vehicle reaches 88 miles per hour. And Mac, I kind of just, went right into your future and stole your life.
I'll tell you, Goo, that's a good pick. I actually did have it number 1 on my board. I thought you might lean the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters there. And
also a great car.
I was hoping to get the DeLorean at 2, quite honestly. To me, that's the consensus number 1.
Yes.
You couldn't overthink it. It's super iconic. I, in fact, have it on my desk right here in Transformers form.
Behold my stuff.
Maybe I should have taken the number 1 pick, but I'll get over it.
I believe that it is the car that is most synonymous with a property.
Yeah, for example, there are other cars that are in properties that are famous, but they were also famous cars prior to the property. Mm-hmm. This movie made the DeLorean what it is.
Wings.
Wings, baby.
Yeah. Great pick.
All right, Goo. I've got back-to-backs here, 2 and 3. And I've got like a consensus top 5 here. So I'm hoping to get 3 or 4 of these top 5. I'm not really sure. And my strategy here is to sort of pick the more unique vehicles, the ones that are one of one, don't have ones that are similar to other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take the Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters.
It's a good car.
The 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor. It is not quite as iconic as the DeLorean, but it's probably number 2 in terms of identifiable with a property. It's got a sweet logo on it, sweet white, red paint scheme. It's just a solid pick here. Not as sexy as the DeLorean, that's for sure, but I think an easy number 2 pick here.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, When you're thinking of, once again, something that goes with a movie, the Ecto one really is it.
For sure. For sure.
And it was in Boston a couple years ago.
Oh, good point, Goo. And by the way, we're doing movies and television, right? Nothing else outside of that, or is other things considered?
Books.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
movies and television. Animated also counts.
All right. Okay. Goo, this might be a reach here, but I have to get this just so you don't take it. And it's for sure the most unique one on the list. I am taking the Bluth Company stair car from Arrested Development.
That was on my list.
This is amazing looking, and it plays such a funny factor in the show. I just love the look of this thing. It's very impractical, but I'll tell you what, if you need to get like 12 feet off the ground,
I was going to say, impractical until you have to reach something high.
This is just one that's more of a looker in the fleet. That's for sure. Unique value.
All right, Mac, I'll be staying in the 80s with my next pick. I have the next two picks up here. I'll be going with Kit from Knight Rider, an artificial intelligence equipped 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, and of course has the voice of Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney did the voice to Kit?
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's a nice fun fact.
The other Billy D.
Wow, how about that? Yeah, Kit, I'm not as high on this. This is more like the car looks fine enough, but obviously you get the talking aspect, talking car. So wasn't as high on my list, but I don't blame someone for having it this high.
The next one up here, I just said artificial intelligence. How about a sentient being, Mac?
Ooh.
Give me a race car by the name of Lightning McQueen.
Wow,
Ka-chow!
super high. I was thinking about maybe stealing him at like 8, 9, 10, but you went real early on Lightning McQueen. Okay, I get that. Lightning McQueen's great. Very notable, very recognizable. If we have 10-year-olds voting in the Twitter poll, you just won.
That's most of our voters, most of our listeners. Also, if you open that door, brains.
Wow, that was super early, Goo.
I just didn't want to miss out on Lightning McQueen.
I get it. I feel like that's a little bit of a reach. All right, so now it seems like we had the top couple very similarly, but now we're deviating from that.
Let's veer off, baby.
All right, so I got back-to-backs here for my third and fourth, Goo. I'm going to take the Mutz Cuts fan from Dumb and Dumber.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 1984 Ford Econoline, a.k.a. the 84 Sheepdog, a.k.a. the Shaggin' Wagon. This also very iconic and also very comfortable looking.
Also, it's nice to have a van in your fleet.
I think mine is going to maybe not perform. If we were racing, I've already lost, I think.
Oh, racing is also a thing, too. We can race our cars.
But I think I got the cooler looking car so far, that's for sure. Goo, I'm going to take this one before you snipe me. You probably won't because this is just my dumb thing. I am going to take Bumblebee from Transformers, the 2007 Chevy Camaro version that we saw in Transformers 1 in that movie. First of all, he's a fucking Transformer. The Chevy Camaro is pretty cool. And I also feel like, playing into what we're talking about a little bit here, most of the other Transformers don't remain in car form too much. Bumblebee, as we saw in that movie and in the movie Bumblebee, played a car quite often.
I was leaning more towards the Beetle version of it, but
no,
one way or the other.
Yeah, no, I'll take the Corvette.
I know you want the slick-looking car. I get it, man.
Yeah, I want Megan Fox, bro. Come on.
I believe it's you again?
No, I just did.
No, that's right. You just did it. Oh, hey, Mac. I am now going to jump to another slick-looking car originally seen in Goldfinger, and that is the Aston Martin DB5 James Bond, the most iconic of all the Bond cars. It's later seen in Thunderball, GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, Casino Royale, Skyfall, and Spectre. Just a real sleek-looking car. If I'm having a car show, this is where it's at.
Goo, I don't consider myself a Bond boy, neither are you, so this seems like a reach for me.
It's a very handsome car.
It's a handsome car, I'll give you that. Not my style.
Speaking of handsome cars, Mac, this next one I think might be the most practical, might be one of the best looking ones, and that is the Black Beauty from the Green Hornet.
Oh, look at you. I don't know. So we might have the same idea here with Batmobiles. We're waiting for one to take one so we could take the other.
There's like 4 good Batmobiles.
To me, there's a clear 2. Wow, the Green Hornet. I did not expect
the Green Hornet. I think that this is a lot better than the 1966 Batmobile. I think this is a better vehicle. Also, it's got better gadgets. It's got guns in the hood of its trunk there. It's got Kato driving you around.
I don't know who's drafted for you today. This is a very un-Goo-like draft. So,
This
but
is
you usually
two
lose, so maybe that's a good
Chrysler
thing.
Imperials modified into one car.
So you just took what? The Green Hornet. What was the one right before it?
James Bond.
Add the Aston Martin. Let me put Green Hornet here in your list. I'm trying to keep track here, Goo. Keep it
Thank you.
orderly. Goo, I'm gonna take my two preferred ones here from the toss-ups. Then I'm gonna take the Jurassic Park Explorer from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
This is the 92 Ford Explorer that some people thought might have been a Jeep at first. These are the
Ford,
tour
yeah.
vehicles with the glass roof and the slick paint job, as
Say,
opposed
for
to the
nothing
Wrangler.
else but for the paint job.
The paint job is unbelievable.
It looks amazing. Yeah.
Glass roof is awesome. Practical off-road vehicle, and also it does have an AI autopilot. So credit to me on that one.
I thought hurricane season was over.
And then Goo, I'm gonna take the Dark Knight from the Christopher Nolan Batman series. The Tumbler. Sorry,
Yes.
I meant to say the Tumbler. The Tumbler.
I'm taking Batman. Batman's my car.
From the Dark Knight trilogy. The big thing with the Tumbler here, Goo,
Bat
it's
pod.
sort of a 2-for-1.
Yeah,
I get the
yeah.
Bat Pod motorcycle, which might be the coolest motorcycle we've ever seen.
I was going to say that if I was going to take one for practicality / for its multi-purpose efficiency, that is the way to go. The Tumbler is the way to go.
The Tumbler can do, it can climb. It can't quite fly, but it can
jump on
climb
roofs.
buildings. Yeah, thing's unbelievable.
Jump on roofs. Okay, so I will cross that off my list. I will now move on. We are in round 6, question mark?
6 for you, yep.
All right. So you've already taken a van. I will now take a van, and I will be going with the Turtle Van, or Party Wagon, as some might call it, built by Donatello. This thing's got missiles, GPS, oil slicks, water cannons, sword cap throwers, and armor plating, plus plenty of room for pizza.
That's a good pick, Goo. I'm not gonna lie, that's a good pick. I was sort of expecting to take that earlier. Wasn't on my list, thinking that you would take it early, and then I just sort of forgot about it as we've gotten along here. So good pick.
The next one up here is going to win the draft for me, Mac. This is the most versatile of all the cars. Probably should have went number 1. And that is the Magic School Bus.
Wow. Magic School Bus. Not bad. Not bad. You get some Miss Frizzle. Or, yeah, I guess the bus
Miss
has the magic. I was in between the world.
Frizzle.
I was going to say, does Miss Frizzle have the magic, or does the school bus? But I guess it's in the namesake. The Magic School Bus has the magic. So that's
literally whatever I can imagine. That's what we're going to be doing.
That's a nice pick right there. I'm going to finish my draft by taking the last 5 Batmobiles.
Mac, if you had the Magic School Bus, how many times would you just go into someone's panties?
I think that's why people say they want the power of invisibility, right? They're just hanging out in locker rooms. There's no other reason to have it.
Mac, again.
Good, that's a good pick, Magic School Bus. Very underrated show. No one talks about the Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
We're in a tough spot now here at Goo. I got how many picks left? I got 4 picks left. 7th round, closing the 7th round, going into the 8th. I'm gonna take Greased Lightning, Goo, from the movie Greased. The hot rod.
Chicks are gonna cream.
It's iconic. It's gonna make the chicks cream. They do a whole montage to building the Greased Lightning. It's a 1948 Ford Deluxe convertible. It races. It races in the LA River. So why would I not take Greased Lightning? And then Goo, playing it up here, making the chicks cream. I'm gonna take the Pussy Wagon from Kill Bill Volume 1.
Okay. All right.
This is the 1997 Chevy 2500 Silverado Fleet Side, and on the back of it, it says Pussy Wagon.
Okay. I want to add a motorcycle to my fleet of cars, to my vehicles. I'll be going with Darkwing Duck's motorcycle. This has some beautiful wings on the side of it, plus a sidecar, and it's purple.
I mean, that's fair.
Do you want to get dangerous or not?
I don't hate that pick. I don't love it. It's not quite the Pussy Wagon, but what do you?
I got motorcycles, or just one motorcycle, I suppose. My next pick here, and we are getting deep. I suppose that I will now take my Batmobile, and I will be taking the very, very functional 1989 Tim Burton Batmobile. This is based off of a 1956 Oldsmobile Rocket 88. This is heavily modified, of course, because no car could ever do this. But it's bat-themed. It's a bat-themed vehicle, Mac. It's got bombs, missiles, fire. The Penguin blows it up.
There's a chance that if this this Batmobile runs over a particularly girthy stick, it crumbles. It doesn't look very durable. The least practical of all the Batmobiles.
What I love about how practical it is in the first movie, he needs to shoot a grappling hook onto a pole just to get a nice sharp left turn.
The turning radius is bad.
He can't turn his head either, so.
All right, that's fair.
It's a handsome car, though. So
you went, where did you go there?
Darkwing Duck motorcycle and Batmobile.
Wow, so you got one pick left. I got two.
One more pick.
Final three here. You get Mr. Irrelevant, too.
Yeah.
89 Batmobile.
I've already got a bus. I've already got a van. I've got a motorcycle.
I was expecting this to go earlier on here, Goo, but let's continue the pussy wagon theme here. I'm going to take the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard, 1969 Dodge Charger, the iconic orange with the number on top. Hopefully you get Daisy Duke that comes along with it, but
are you going to paint the top of the car or no? You're going to let that fly?
It's hard to let that sit into the ninth round here, the General Lee. And then go with my final selection, even though I have the Bat Pod on the tumbler, I am going to go ahead and take a motorcycle here. I'm going to take Kaneda's motorcycle from Akira, the iconic red motorcycle that looks awesome. Super. If you could call something a vehicle athletic, Goo, this would be an athletic vehicle.
I like that pick. I like it a lot. Mac, before we get into my final pick, some of the ones that we've looked at, I already have the Black Beauty. I don't need the 1966 Batmobile, the 1955 Futara. The A-Team van was if I couldn't get the Turtle van. That was my 1B. Yep. The Mystery Machine, the Gadget Mobile, two other vans right there. Canyonero from The Simpsons. Marge drives it. She drives people off the road. Episode 15 of season 9. Also the Homer Mobile from season 3. Also great. I'm debating on the Dragula, but I don't think I'm gonna. That, of course, was Grandpa Munster's car in the Munsters.
Sure.
It's a modified casket.
Yep.
So it's spooky. It's what the people want. I'm gonna go with the 1977 Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
This is a generational car. This was the coolest car that anyone had ever seen in cinema for a very long time.
Yeah, it's an awesome car. Not quite as cool as the General Lee, but it's up there. You can't go wrong with that. I also considered, Goo, if you want to do some more honorable mentions here.
Of course.
The striped tomato from Starsky and Hutch, the 75 Ford Gran Torino. That's cool looking. Also, from the Fast and Furious, they had a 1970 Dodge Charger. Of course, Dom Toretto drives that. Goo, I also considered the bus from Speed. That's right, the Metropolitan.
If I couldn't have gotten the Magic School Bus, that was my next bus.
I also considered the Partridge Family bus. I had I had 3 buses on here. If I really ran out of things and somehow you took everything, I was going to consider taking Michael Scott's PT Cruiser from The Office.
I would have taken the Sebring. I also really enjoy the Men in Black car.
Oh, true. That's a good one as well.
A little red button. You're all set.
Yep. Goo. Yeah. Something I thought you may take. Pee-wee's Red Schwinn Cruiser. I thought you might.
There's no motor on it. I'm not going to pump my own legs. Something that I thought that you would take in the first possible pick. It's a real mouthful, and that is the ambiguously gay duo's phallic coupe.
Of course, the penis-looking coupe. That's a good one. That's a nice one. If Davey was in this, no doubt in my mind, he would have taken Cameron's dad's red Ferrari 250 GT. California Spider from Ferris Bueller, another iconic car.
How about the Dragster of Doom from Beetlejuice, the animated series?
Unfortunately, that one didn't quite make it to my list, Goo. But what did? The light cycle from Tron Legacy. This thing's super cool.
That's a good cycle, too.
If you had taken the Akira motorcycle, I was going to take the light cycle.
The Invisible Boatmobile from SpongeBob, also good.
That's pretty good, actually.
And then I got the motorcycles here. Want to hear about them?
Yeah, let's hear some.
Let's see. We've got Kill Bill Volume 1, the Kawasaki ZZR 250.
That's the cool looking yellow one, which
Yes.
has got the matching outfit.
Also a Kawasaki from Top Gun.
Ooh, yep.
How about the Big Wheel from Bobby's World?
Fuck. Oh, that's a miss right there. One of us should have drafted that. That thing can go where it wants.
I know. And then, any of the motorcycles from Biker Mice from Mars.
Goo, also the Mach 5 from Speed Racer. I guess if I was a bigger Speed Racer fan, I maybe would have taken that. And then one final honorable mention here that I wanted to get in my fleet, but I don't care for the movie. If I wanted some real muscle, if I needed like an offensive lineman, Immortan Joe's Giga Horse from Mad Max Fury Road. That was the big, like, double stacked Cadillac coupe car. That thing looks awesome. Just didn't quite find it into my top 10.
Yeah, I was thinking if I was going to go with Mad Max, I was going to go with the Doofmobile.
Yes, that's the guitar guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good too.
All right, Max. So I guess give me your 10 cars that you have in a fleet, either to race, heist, car show, battle to the death,
tailgate
for tailgating.
All right, my 10 vehicles, Goo. The Ecto 1 from Ghostbusters, the Bluth Company stair car from Arrested Development, the Mutz Cuts van from I'm drawing a blank.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. Sheesh. Bumblebee from Transformers, the Jurassic Park Explorer from Jurassic Park, the Tumbler from The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, the Nolan trilogy, Greased Lightning from Grease, the Pussy Wagon from Kill Bill Volume 1, the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard, and Kaneda's motorcycle from Akira.
And the winning team, of course, that's my side. I have the 1989 Batmobile. I have Kit from Knight Rider. I have the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Lightning McQueen, ka-chow, from Cars. That's the title of this episode, too, so I guess I win.
Cars.
Black Beauty from 1966's The Green Hornet. The Aston Martin from James Bond. The Turtle Van or Party Wagon from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The Magic School Bus. Let your imagination run wild. Miss Frizzle. And I have Darkwing Duck's motorcycle to go with the final pick of the Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit.
I feel like you picked solid cars. I have a much more fun gathering. I would have the most fun gathering if I had gotten Magic School Bus, but I think I have the most fun.
I'm surprised the Magic School Bus lasted that long.
Yeah, no, it's a good pick. It definitely slipped. That was a good pick.
Oh, hi, it's Goo from the Mac and Goo Movie Club. If you like what you just saw, you can find full episodes of our program on Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, Stitcher, CastBox, iHeartRadio, or wherever podcasts are found. And now it's time for girls jumping on trampolines.